The dust motes danced in the afternoon sunbeams, slicing through the makeshift awning of my mother's tapioca stand. The air hummed with the scents of frying pastries, old clothes, and a faint samba from a nearby radio, the very breath of our neighborhood. Amidst this familiar chaos, her smile a beacon, stood my mother. Her worn t-shirt whispered of early mornings. Her calloused hands moved with grace as she prepared the tapioca. Petite yet strong, she carried our world. Everyone knew May, the neighborhood mother. But to the uniformed men who arrived silently, she was just another black face. A sharp crack, a strangled cry. Tapioca packets exploded, scattering. My mother crumpled, falling without a chance. Another shot ripped through the silence. The vibrant market turned into pandemonium. Screams, overturned stalls, wailing children. I stood feet away, the warmth of pastels on my fingers a gift for her. The first shot froze me. The second jolted me into motion. Then I saw her, a crimson stain blooming beneath her. The world went silent. Officers barked orders, herding terrified vendors. Pepper spray hissed, an indiscriminate cloud. Weapons pointed at trembling elders, scared students. Routine operation, they yelled, to protect society. My mother lay still, a faint twitch. I knelt beside her, my hands uselessly trying to stop the blood, the warm stickiness seeping between my fingers, staining the earth. Her blood mingled with the dust from their boots. No one recognized me, not the officers, not the late paramedics. To them, just another desperate black man. They yelled, shoved, called me element, threatened arrest. But I couldn't move. She was my mother, everything. One officer mumbled a justification. She acted suspiciously, disobeyed orders. I saw doubt in his eyes, fear behind protocol. Around us, phones began to record, a silent testament that she wouldn't be a statistic. Suspect shot during operation. Nervous laughter, callous jokes, the word vagrant, as if her life was trash. My blood boiled, but I breathed deep, years of training kicking in. Emotional control, focus, mission. I was a commander, responsible for lives. But here, by my mother, I was just a son, crushed by a known injustice that finally struck my heart. Kneeling, my hands slick, I pulled out my ID. Crimson fingers held it aloft, a slow gesture. The gold insignia glinted. Their world stopped. Faces hardened, laughter died, color drained. One step back, ghost-like. Another faltered. I remained still, my gaze locked. No words needed. The market fell silent. Phones focused on me, then them, then the blood. Even in death, she was a light, exposing a system that shoots first, respects only uniforms, not a tapioca stand in a bustling market. There, on that ground, a new war began to em. Why mother was the market's heart. Her smile filled it more than any aroma. Since childhood, she'd risen before dawn, her stall always in the same spot, a quiet joy in her simple work. She knew everyone, called elders my son, gently chided children. No walls between her and the people. She was the people. Her makeshift stall, held by wire, seemed the sturdiest place. Laughter, good-natured arguments, the best tapioca. It was where she dreamed I'd change our story. Each time I appeared in uniform, she'd secretly weep, touch my shoulder, my boy, my pride. She asked nothing, only if I ate well, rested, prayed. Her faith was simple, strong. The market was home's extension, a two-room house built with her tapioca money. The scent of cloves in her hair mingled with fresh batter. Her apron always dusted, nails always clean. Dignity wasn't shoes, but respect cultivated. That morning, a message, lunch after my shift. My favorite, tapioca with dried beef and grilled cheese. I replied I would. I missed her embrace. The market was crowded, a Tuesday promotion. New stalls jostled old, the sun beat down. Vendors' calls, a vibrant symphony. Children darted, women balanced bags, elders moved slowly. Our barrow was poor, but pulsed with life. There, between customer and joke, sale and touch, my mother sustained us, nurtured hope. The market was more than commerce. It was a meeting place, resistance, where we saw each other, offered credit on a handshake. My mother was a guardian, respected, loved. Everyone stopped at her stall. That's why it hurt so much to see it change in seconds. Arrogant invaders saw numbers, targets, threats where there was only life. In that disregard, they struck her. Kneeling, holding her fading life, flashes flickered. Late nights rolling tapioca for my lunches, her hand holding mine after dangerous operations, kisses on my forehead, whispering none of her children would be defeated. There, on the dust, I wasn't a commander, just the boy she'd rocked after nightmares, who listened to her faith stories as she braided my hair, who promised to protect her. Yet, with all my power, I couldn't protect her from prejudice that saw her as a threat for her skin and origins. People were helpless. Some tried to help, others filmed, wept. The solidarity of the poor, a fragile shield against crushing injustice. It wasn't just my mother, it was our neighborhood's history shot down. I stood unable to shout, to rip off my uniform because my badge didn't matter then. Her body, her deserved respect, had to be reclaimed first. Time warped, sunlight harsh, each second a blow. In the silence, broken by distant sirens, a cold rage bloomed. Not uncontrolled, but lucid, burning, stealing my spirit. The battle wasn't just mine. It was for her, for all the voiceless, the unrecorded, the unjustly killed. This time, it wouldn't end in oblivion. Confusion continued, but kneeling, everything slowed. Running people, shouting officers, a slow-motion world. Her small, strong hand gripped mine, still fighting. I swallowed the lump, searching for strength. Move back, an officer boomed, shoving me. Instinctively, I dubbed my knee in, clutching her hand tighter. My gaze wasn't anger or fear. It was an empty ache, knowing nothing would change what was done. They cordoned off the area, shouting, shoving, spraying pepper spray. No one understood, not even them. Fear mixed with incompetence, ingrained racism as procedure. We knew it. It was our daily life. Only this time it was my mother. SCU Jonas tried to explain. She's known here. From a neighborhood. You're crazy. He was shoved. Others shouted. Revolt, pain, fear. The market rose in her defense. Ordinary people confronting police for the first time. But the response was brutality. Batons, pepper spray, aimless weapons. An officer frantically called for backup, as if facing a gang. Desperation etched his face. They knew they'd erred, but couldn't admit it, covering it with more force, intimidation, fear. Their commander's voice crackled. Secure the area. Contain the crowd. The go-ahead for the horror show. People pushed, stalls overturned, merchandise scattered, children cried, clinging to mothers. And she lay there, fallen, wounded, small against a system that saw her as a threat, never as life. Two officers argued. One, younger, agitated, muttered. The other, older, grim, ordered silence. Not everyone was certain, but the machine was in motion. Inside, I fought two impulses: scream, lunge, brutal justice, or breathe deep, focus, BOPE training, absolute control. I knew reaction would give them excuse. Silence was my weapon until the right time. Gunpowder still hung in the air, mixed with sweat, fear, indignation. A smell that clung, filled lungs, burned eyes. But it wasn't just fumes. It was pain, humiliation, centuries repeating in brutal minutes. The ambulance was slow, slow enough for too much blood, slow enough to etch tragedy into everyone's memory. Her face pale, eyes half open, searching for me, for escape. And I stood helpless, I who dealt with life and death daily, impotent because then, not force or tactics mattered. Humanity did. And humanity was what they'd left behind when they pulled the trigger. The ambulance arrived, too late to prevent, but early enough to salvage a flicker of hope. At the hospital, surrounded by sterile white walls that felt alien compared to the vibrant chaos of the market, they fought for her life. Hours crawled by, each one an eternity etched with fear and a simmering rage. The community gathered outside, a silent vigil of shared grief and dawning anger. Their cell phones now symbols of a collective demand for justice. Finally, the doctor emerged, his face etched with a weariness that mirrored my own. The news was a blow that stole the last breath from my lungs. She was gone. In that moment, something inside me snapped. The years of discipline, the rigid control I had cultivated, shattered into a million pieces. The commander vanished, replaced by a son consumed by an all-encompassing grief and a burning desire for retribution that I didn't shout, didn't lash out. Instead, a cold, steely resolve settled within me. I knew then that the new war I had sensed in the market square had truly begun. It wouldn't be fought with bullets and bravado, but with a quiet, unwavering determination to expose the truth and dismantle the system that had stolen my mother. I used my knowledge, my connections, the respect and fear my uniform once commanded to launch my own investigation. The videos from the market went viral, raw, undeniable testament to the brutality they had unleashed. The community rallied, their voices amplified by social media, demanding accountability. The young officer whose eyes had flickered with doubt became an unexpected ally, his conscience finally outweighing his fear. He provided crucial information, corroborating the community's account and exposing the lies in the official reports. The fight was long and arduous, a David and Goliath battle against a deeply entrenched system. There were moments of despair, moments when the weight of my grief threatened to crush me. But the memory of my mother's smile, her unwavering faith, and the silent solidarity of my community fueled my determination. Slowly, painstakingly, the truth began to emerge. The narrative they had tried to control crumbled under the weight of evidence and the unwavering voices of the people. Arrests were made, charges were filed. It was a small victory, a crack in the wall of impunity, but it was a start. My mother was not just another statistic. Her name became a rallying cry, a symbol of the fight for justice in the favelas. The tapioca stand, once a place of warmth and sustenance, became a shrine, adorned with flowers and candles, a testament to a life that mattered. And I, the commander who had once enforced the law, now dedicated my life to ensuring that the law served justice, that no other mother would become just another black face erased by indifference and prejudice. The war had begun, not with a bang, but with the quiet, unwavering resolve of a son honoring his mother's memory by fighting for a future where her life, and the lives of all those like her, truly mattered.